My guest today is one of the rising stars of Wheelchair Rugby. She's also got another skill, which we're going to chat about a bit later. Welcome to Her Way, Her Story, Lilliana Prucha. Thanks so much for joining me.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Were you much of a sporty kid when you were young?
No. Being an autistic kid, I was very isolated and lonely. I didn't have a lot of friends. I was bullied quite a bit, so I just kind of kept to myself a fair bit. I didn't really even try with sports because I just knew that I wouldn't be any good. And when I tried in early primary school, it just went badly. So I'd always pull a sick day whenever there was a sports carnival or anything coming up. So yeah.
Did you have other hobbies that I guess helped you?
Music. Yeah, music and art has kind of always been my thing, and then I kind of accidentally fell into wheelchair rugby because I moved to Perth. I didn't have any friends, and I didn't actually really know much about adaptive sport at all. And then I kind of I saw Robin on Instagram and I was like, oh, that looks kind of cool. And then kind of ended up here. So yeah.
So was Robin one of the first kind of sporting people that you saw and were really inspired by?
Yeah, well, I'd seen Ella and Shay as well, and I just kind of Robin being in Perth, it was easier to find people, organisations who kind of had the sports available.
So you said you kind of saw Robin and then you were like, oh, this looks cool, I want to try it. But was that the only reason? Why did you want to try wheelchair rugby?
I just went to in WA they do the Rebound WA Para Sports Festival, and I went to that and saw a demo. So I kind of did that. Yeah.
Did you think about trying wheelchair basketball or anything?
I tried it, but I don't have the function for wheelchair basketball. I can't get my arms very high up in my head, and I don't have great trunk control, so yeah, definitely not for me.
I mean, what did your friends and family say when you wanted to try a sport called murder ball? It's pretty crazy.
I didn't tell them.
Oh, okay.
I didn't tell them. I just went and did it because I really didn't want any pressure on it. And if everyone is you should go do this stuff, I'm always oh no, I'll do the opposite thing. So it was kind of nice to just figure it out myself and without any external pressures of expectations, and just kind of see what happens. So,
okay.
Yeah.
I guess when you did tell them, or when did you tell them, and how did they react then?
I just invited them down to a game, and they came and watched, and they were like, oh my god, okay. So
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask about kind of how you got a bit of a taste playing for Australia last year in a development squad, fast forwarding a bit. I want to ask what was that kind of getting that experience?
It was terrifying, honestly, because I'd only been playing for a year and a bit, and I felt I really didn't know what I was doing. I still don't feel I know what I'm doing, but it was a really cool experience, and I'm really grateful to have gotten that, and I'm really keen to see what else is kind of coming up. So yeah.
And you said, you're still, I guess, pretty new to the sport. Do you feel you are just learning a lot, every game, just day by day?
Yeah, I've been playing for 2 years now, and I still, all the time, I'm always oh my god, I didn't know that was a rule, yeah.
Are there a lot of, pretty complicated rules,
I think so, but I don't know if it's just because I don't know the rules. Yeah.
When I watch you guys playing, I'm I don't know what you got caught up for then. But
honestly, yeah, me neither. I just and I don't want to bug the refs mid-game because I don't want to come across as back talking them. I just genuinely don't understand, so I tend to pull them aside after games and just go hey, please explain to me what is all this, and because I don't know the rules, and I genuinely just want to understand so that I don't do the same thing again.
It's good that they are so helpful and everything.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Seems like a good really sport and just people in it. And I wanted to kind of go back to talking about playing for Australia before. So then you also got to be on the court in the first all-female / non-binary.
Yeah,
when people
was really, really cool. And I just I feel that was honestly probably one of the peak experiences I've had so far. And so much that I really want Australia to have an all-female lineup for 2028. I just think that would be such a cool thing to be a part of. Women are getting more into this sport, and I think that would be a great way for Australia to showcase the female athletes that we have.
Yeah, I guess in that moment, did you actually realise what was happening?
I guess it just kind of felt normal because we've played on court together a few times, but it was just really positive and fun, and you're throwing compliments at each other, your hair looks amazing. I love shouting out girly comments to the others when they're on court, because it's it's just if you feel good on court, I think you play better.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Is that something you'd like to see then, being able to play in an all-female
yes.
comp?
Yeah. I think that would be such a cool time to just play with girls, and I think girls have we bring a different kind of aggression to the game than what the men do, and it's really fun. It's good.
What do you think are some of those, like, I guess, aggressions and just like special things you bring, like, that are different to the men?
I think it's a lot more like when we hit into each other and stuff, like we're giggling about it, we're like having fun, whereas like the men can be really intimidating and scary on court, and they often don't smile, and that can just make it feel like a really aggressive, angry space. And so it's really nice playing with all women, and like I just feel like there's a different understanding.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I guess just like speaking about some of those women, I know Ella Sabblejack is one that you play with a bond, even though she wasn't playing today. But
yes,
it
miss
feels,
her.
Yeah, it feels like you seem like really close to her, and like I want to know like what kind of effect she's had on your journey since you've started.
I think Ella's been really good at helping me like kind of like stand up for myself, and hold my own against the men, and like feel confident as a female player. And like I feel like when I started, I was very like small in my shell, and like I don't like to rock the boat. I don't want to like say or do anything that will like upset anybody. But Ella's like been really helpful at just like being like, no, like you deserve to be in this space just as much as everyone else. And like I think that's been really helpful for me. Like, yeah.
Have there been any other like players or girls like that have helped, or is she mostly like kind of
Literally,
the mentor for
like,
you?
I think all of the girls, like everyone's been different, and it's just it's been really fun.
Well, maybe by the time the LA Paralympics come about, maybe there'll be more girls. Hopefully.
I hope so. Yeah, I feel like an all-girls lineup would just be like the coolest thing to debut at a Paralympics. So, yeah.
So that's obviously something that's you would want to happen.
That's like my one big goal at the moment. Like I haven't really thought any further than that. I just know that I want to do that. So,
like in terms of like playing, like do you have like a goal? Like I guess you've only been playing for a little while, or is that the main one?
I mean, all I really know at this point is that, I want to be in an all-female lineup, and I want to do that at the Paralympics and debut. I think that would be just, like, the coolest thing, to play alongside, like, my best friends and everything. And it's really fun, like, after comps and stuff, we'll go back to our rooms and do, like, face masks and stuff. And it's just nice, yeah.
The village does sound pretty fun.
Yeah, it's just, like, a good sleepover. And I feel like, at least from my own experience as like a disabled girlie growing up, it's like you don't get that kind of closeness with other girls. You don't get to really go on those sleepovers or have those fun nights out, but it's like going away to this is like, it's just that, and it's really fun. So
do you feel like this team is like one of the most like inclusive environments you've kind of been in?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
No, I did kind of want to like transition just into talking about something that I mentioned in the intro. It feels like you're pretty creative, and I wanted to talk a bit about your music.
Yeah,
I like doing that.
I make silly songs in my room. Yeah.
So you mentioned that I think you kind of like music as a kid, but like how did you first like get into actually like writing your own songs?
I've always been doing that. I think having autism, like I'm not always the best at like processing what I'm feeling, and so kind of taking the time to like make music and like all the sounds to kind of reflect what I'm feeling, and then coming up with words later, and just like I find it very cathartic, and it's kind of nice because it's like I feel like people wouldn't really want to listen to what I have to say otherwise. Like who wants to listen to me complain about my problems? But if I put it in a song with a cool beat, it's like yes, this is fun. So yeah.
Have there been like certain artists or like that you've been inspired by, like just growing up that you've listened to? And
I don't know. I listen to a lot of different music, but I don't really like to follow structure. I just do whatever feels kind of right in the moment, and it just kind of ends up being something. So, yeah.
So would you say you have like a particular like style of music, or do you just like go with the flow when you're creating it?
I feel like it's, I don't know, like indie pop, electronic kind of vibes. I really like Grimes. I feel like she makes some really cool stuff. I love just putting weird sounds in there and doing things that kind of people wouldn't expect to be in there. So yeah.
Because I think I was listening to one of your songs, Coolest Party, and like you're kind of like singing about like wanting to like fit in and stuff like that. And I wanted to know like how I guess your music has actually helped you to like get through some of those like struggles.
I don't get a lot of plays on any of my tracks, but it's nice to know that the few plays I do get, it's like someone else understands, like someone else feels the same thing. So I think it just kind of makes me feel less isolated with my own feelings, to kind of know like, oh, someone else like probably gets this, like they understand, like yeah.
We need to put up like a link in the bio to people to listen to it right now. I've been listening to a few. I think they're really great though.
Thank you.
It's cool, and you've got 4 songs now where you like always just kind of like write new ones. And
yeah, I just kind of make them, and like if I feel like putting one out, I put it out, and yeah, like it's just for fun. And if it takes off, cool. And if it doesn't, like, honestly, it's just nice to create things and put it out there for other people to enjoy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask about your artist name, Gremmybabe. Like, how did that all come about?
Because being autistic, I don't always feel like I connect with people, so I often refer to myself as just like a gremlin or like a rat, so it's just like gremlin baby, so it's just Gremmybabe.
It sounds really cool. Like, I was trying to figure out, I was like searching it up.
Yeah, no, it's just gremlin baby, but I feel like Grammy is cuter than just gremlin, so yeah.
Okay, that is cool.
Yeah.
And like you've said, you've kind of always just kind of like to like create songs and you're just writing them, but do you have like any particular goals with your music?
Honestly, it'd be really cool if like Dylan Alcott listened to my tracks, and if I could play at Ability Fest, like that would be really cool. But like, yeah, like I said, I kind of just do it for fun, and if stuff happens, it happens. I've kind of just done the same thing with rugby. Like, it's fun, and then stuff kind of just like starts to happen around me. So I feel like the approach I take for most things in my life is just keep doing it while I enjoy it, and stuff happens, cool. Like, yeah.
And I just wanted to kind of know, like, just in general, I guess, what is next for you in terms of, like, your music and your sport and just, like, life in general?
Life in general? Oh, okay. I'm doing a massive move at the end of the year.
Oh, okay.
I'm moving to the Gold Coast to live and train with all the Queensland guys because that's, like, the best rugby hub. Also, like, Benny's there, Ella's there, like, all my best mates are there. So it's, like, I feel like if I want a really good shot of going to LA, like, I need to just live and breathe rugby and all of that. So I'm going to be going to Bond University, and so that should be pretty fun. I'm excited.
You just really love like the culture there and everything?
I do, yeah. And there's a lot more female players there, and it's just great. And the support that's available over there, like I just feel like I'm really going to thrive there. So I'm really excited to do all of that. Like, it's terrifying. I'm so scared, but I'm also like, it'll be worth it. It'll be so worth it.
Well, that is really exciting. Like, I guess good luck with all that and just the future. Thanks so much, Lilliana. That was great.
Thank you.
For more from Her Way, visit herwaysportsmedia.substack.com.